Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Anybody else cringe as they watched Bold and Beautiful's Taylor basically beg Ridge to marry her? Even those who've waited years for these two to reunite had to have wanted more for her than that awkward proposal, right? Now anyone who's been watching this show for more than a few years knows exactly how this is going to play out. Couples on Bold and Beautiful don't believe in long engagements, which means that Ridge and Taylor will be making plans to tie the knot almost immediately. And Brooke, well, she used Nick to make Ridge jealous, probably even going so far as to do her own mad dash down the aisle. In other words, both couples are about to make the kind of mistake that characters on this show make on a regular basis. Liam fails to show up on time in Paris, so Hope marries Wyatt. Ridge gets hit on the head with a pine cone and ditches Brooke for Taylor. Steffi sneezes. Liam slips a ring on Hope's finger. Here's the thing. Though Brooke would actually be smart to not only marry Nick, but allow herself to fall back in love with him. He'd be good for her. Like Hope, she deserves a man who is devoted to her and only her. Clearly, the show is completely ignoring the history Nick shares with other women on the show, including Katie, which is kinda ridiculous. But also entirely how this show operates. As for Taylor, she will no doubt marry Ridge in haste and repent in leisure. I laughed aloud when someone on Reddit asked about something I'd noticed in the past but never thought too much about. Can we discuss WTF is going on in this painting? The original poster asked, kicking off a hysterical and occasionally NSFW conversation. The painting, in question, the one seen below, which hangs in the main office at Forrester Creations. Who at Forrester Creations? The original poster asked, saw this painting, and thought, yes, this is what a high-end fashion office needs. As one Redditor chimed in to say that her dog hates this painting and tries jumping at the TV every time it's featured. Another shot down arguments that it might be AI. It's a print of George Stubbs painting mares and foals by a river, they revealed, adding that it might be better suited for the office of young and restless Victor Newman. In the glitzy, emotionally turbulent world of the Bold and the Beautiful, love triangles are practically a family tradition. But in this shocking turn of events, Dr. Taylor Hayes may be repeating history in the worst way possible. And Brooke, Logan's response, it could destroy everything and everyone involved. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, tensions skyrocket as Ridge Forrester finds himself once again caught in the crossfire between his two eternal loves. But this time, the stakes are higher, the secrets deeper, and the consequences potentially fatal. Act 1. Taylor's risky leap of faith after months of peace between Taylor and Brooke. A fragile sisterhood built on shared trauma and painful compromises. Taylor has gone rogue. Tired of watching Brooke keep Ridge on an emotional leash, Taylor decides it's time to fight for what she wants, even if it means betraying the pact they made. It begins with a quiet dinner at Il Giardino, just Ridge and Taylor, meant to be a simple catch-up between two old friends. But as soft jazz plays and red wine flows, Taylor brings up memories of their happiest days, raising Thomas and Steffi, rebuilding after tragedy, even laughing together on the beaches of Malibu. Ridge, charmed and nostalgic, doesn't notice the subtle shift in Taylor's tone. What starts as innocent reminiscing turns dangerously close to flirtation. Taylor leans in and softly touches Ridge's hand. Why do we keep pretending like we don't still belong together? She whispers. Ridge, stunned, pulls back, but not before Taylor leans in and kisses him. A kiss she quickly apologizes for, but one that lingers in Ridge's mind long after the night ends. Taylor is convinced Ridge is lying to himself, that deep down, he still loves her, and she's not wrong. But she's about to make a fatal mistake, assuming Ridge will drop everything and run back to her just because she kissed him. The reality is far messier. Act 2. The pact shattered when Brooke finds out. And she will find out. All hell breaks loose. It's Steffi, of all people, who accidentally drops the bomb. During a casual coffee break with Brooke at Forrester Creations, Steffi innocently mentions that her mom and Ridge had dinner together. They were laughing like old times. She says with a smile, it was sweet. Maybe there's still hope, right? Brooke freezes. Her lips tighten. Her entire body tenses. She excuses herself from the conversation and heads straight for Taylor's office. When she arrives, Taylor is still floating on the high of her reckless gamble. But Brooke's face isn't one of confusion or curiosity, it's pure rage. You kissed him, Brooke accuses. Taylor doesn't deny it. Yes, I did. And I'm not sorry. That's the moment the sisterhood collapses. Brooke calls her a hypocrite. A backdoor. Taylor defends herself, claiming that Brooke has been manipulating Ridge for years, that she's only ever used his love as a safety net. The argument turns vicious. Old wounds reopened, stolen husbands, broken families, lies, and betrayal. You promised me, Taylor, Brooke shouts, eyes glistening with tears. You said we were done playing these games. Taylor responds coldly, well, I guess I lied. And just like that, decades of uneasy peace are destroyed. Act 3, Ridge's whiplash, and Regrich walks into Forrester Creations, the next day completely unaware of the emotional wildfire spreading through the building by the time he sits down in his office. Both Taylor and Brooke have already visited him separately, both pleading their cases and both manipulating the truth. Taylor spins the dinner as a moment of clarity. Brooke paints it as another trap. Ridge, exhausted by the emotional warfare, tries to distance himself, but finds himself haunted by that kiss. It stirred something in him, something he thought was long buried. Yet every time he thinks of Taylor, he also thinks of Brooke, of their years together, the life they built, and the mistakes they survived. Caught between two powerful women, Ridge does what he always does, nothing. And that's exactly why things are about to get much, much worse. Act 4. Brooke's revenge begins. Brooke doesn't cry. She doesn't beg. She plots. After the betrayal, she calls upon someone she hasn't leaned on in a long time. Bill Spencer. At first, Bill is skeptical. Let me guess, you want to get back at Taylor? He says, swirling his whiskey. I thought you two were braiding each other's hair and sipping wine these days. I want her to know what it feels like to lose everything, Brooke says coldly, and I need your help. Bill agrees, not just because he wants to protect Brooke, but because he has his own reasons for wanting to hurt Ridge. A new Forrester, Spencer, feud could mean business leverage, and Bill never misses an opportunity to tighten his grip. Together, Brooke and Bill concoct a plan to shake Taylor to her core. Step 1. Target Steffi and Thomas. Make them question their mother's judgment and unravel the fragile loyalty holding the Forrester family together. Brooke begins spreading subtle rumors through the fashion circles, questioning Taylor's stability and professionalism. Did you hear she's seeing patients again after that last breakdown? She says to a reporter from Ion Fashion. I just hope she's okay. The media firestorm explodes. Act 5. Taylor's world starts to crumble within days. Taylor finds herself under fire. Clients cancel appointments. One particularly high-profile patient accuses her of unethical behavior. The California Board of Psychology opens an inquiry. Steffi confronts her mother, demanding answers. What's going on, Mom? Is it true you lied on your licensing forms? Taylor, blindsided, begins to panic. She knows Brooke is behind it, but can't prove it. Meanwhile, Ridge watches as the women in his life begin to spiral, and he finally confronts Brooke. What the hell are you doing? He demands. I'm protecting myself, she snaps. From her. From you. You're better than this, Ridge says, but Brooke's icy glare stops him cold. Am I? She replies. Because every time I try to be the bigger person, I get stabbed in the back. Not anymore. Ridge walks away, stunned. The woman he once saw as his eternal love is beginning to look like a stranger. Act 6. A dangerous spiral and a twist in the tale. Taylor, now suspended from practice and publicly disgraced, sinks into a dark depression. Alone in her Malibu home, she begins skipping therapy, ignoring her friends. And worst of all, she starts drinking. It's Thomas who finds her one night, passed out on the couch, an empty bottle nearby. He rushes her to the hospital, where Finn and Bridget stabilize her. The diagnosis, stress-induced collapse, complicated by alcohol and exhaustion. When Ridge hears the news, he breaks. He rushes to Taylor's side, guilt eating away at him. This is my fault, he whispers. But Taylor, half awake, shakes her head. No, it's Brooke's. Meanwhile, Brooke is alone in her mansion, her plan having succeeded too well. Bill, ever the opportunist, begins pressing her for more. Why stop at Taylor? We could bring down the entire Forrester brand. Brooke starts to realize the monster she's created. The final straw comes when Hope confronts her. Mom, what are you doing? Hope says, horrified after overhearing a phone call with a reporter. This isn't who you are. Brooke breaks down. She kissed him, Hope. She kissed him, after everything we promised. That doesn't mean you destroy her life. Hope cries, and suddenly, Brooke sees it. She's become the villain in a story she thought she was the victim of. Act 7, Redemption or Ruin. Ridge must now make a choice. 2 women, 2 disasters, and 1 broken legacy. He meets with Brooke privately and asks her, point blank, "Did you do this to her?" Brooke doesn't deny it. "I wanted her to feel pain," she admits. "But I never wanted this." Ridge walks out without a word. Then, in a shocking twist, Ridge does something no one saw coming. He announces he's stepping away from Brooke. From Taylor? From Forrester Creations. "I need time to figure out who I am." Without being caught between 2 wars, he says. Brooke collapses into tears. Taylor, recovering in the hospital, stares out the window in silence. And just like that, the man both women have fought over 4 decades is gone. Closing scene, a new chapter or just more pain. Back at Forrester Creations, chaos reigns. Without Ridge, the company faces a leadership crisis. Steffi and Thomas fight over who should take control. Hope tries to hold the line. But Logan versus Forrester tensions are rising again. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our bold and beautiful update YouTube channel for more update news.